Hey guys, I got the day off from work today, so I just want to bring you a quick video on something that I had on my mind. So whenever I had my restaurant, I got up to 3 restaurants. You know, the cash was coming in pretty nicely. I had a little over an hour drive between the restaurants, so I thought now's a good time to go out and get a vehicle. I can get a loan through the business name and get me something that gets good gas mileage so I don't use so much gas. I had a 2002 Chevy Trailblazer at the time. Did not get good gas mileage, but had been paid off for several years. That was a purchase that I had got back in 2004 when I was working 2 jobs. I was working at Wendy's and the gas station, Motomart. I was basically working them both full time, and I could barely afford this car loan I went out and got on a year-old Trailblazer. It was, I want to say, probably 28 grand. A purchase that I should have never made at the time. I had to buy my first car, which I paid $2,800 for. I sold that whenever I got my Trailblazer. I spent $2,800 on Chrome 20s rims to put on my Trailblazer because I was a stupid teenager and I had no idea what I was doing. So I learned a lesson there. I should have just kept that vehicle that was paid off. But no, I needed something better. So I could afford it. It was $486 a month, I think. When I was working my part-time jobs, like I said, I could barely afford to have it. I had some times where I had to go borrow money from my grandpa and pay my car loan, and then I would pay him back. So there was no need for me to struggle like that. Like, I could have just kept that car that was paid off and drove that until it died. I would have been off better financially, but I didn't really understand it at the time, but now I do. Right now, for about 9 months now, I've rolled really hard in a 1996 Chrysler Town & Country. I got it off Facebook. Found a lady that was moving. She needed to sell it. I think they used it for business. It's been pretty decent. It has a lot of things wrong with it, but guess what? Nobody can show up and take it from me. Paid $600 for it, and it's all mine, whether I want it or not. So now I know, like, the value of a paid off vehicle. So before this part, before where I'm at now, I went out and got a 2016 Scion. Like I said, I paid 18 grand for it. It's brand new off the lot in Jasper, and it did great for the gas mileage. It was $338 a month. It wasn't bad. I could make the payments on it. But what could I have done with that $338 extra in my business? I probably took that out sooner than I needed to. But like I said, it did save me some money for gas. So, you know, it was one of those things. But then a little bit later, probably about not even a year later, I got a food trailer. Needed something to pull that with. So I went out and got a 2010 Tundra, Toyota Tundra. Man, it was awesome. It was the truck I wanted for a long time. So I think it was more of a me purchase than it really was for the business. It was $486 a month on top of my $338 car payment, plus the insurance for both of them. But it did pull my food trailer very nicely. And I also drove it now over the car. So there I started spending more in gas and just left the car parked for a while. So it really wasn't the best decision. So, I mean, you add that up, it's about $800 a month plus the extra money for insurance, straight at the business bottom line. Like, that could have been profit that I could have used to stay in business longer. But being inexperienced, I thought it was a priority to get those vehicles at that time. So anyway, fast forward, after I'd shut my business down, living life behind on a lot of bills, ended up paying what I was behind on the Scion, like $2,500 or something. So that was no longer in jeopardy of being taken from me. I had never been to the point to where I thought I was gonna lose something that I had, and it was very humbling. I mean, it was scary. So we got that car paid up because we needed it for our family and traveling to daycare, which takes about 35 minutes one way every other week. So we kept the Scion, and I had to make the hard decision of letting the truck go back. So I don't know if you've ever had the repo man pull up in your driveway and take something that you had a lot of value to yourself in. Like, it was one of my favorite things I owned, which I really didn't own because it's not paid off. So to have someone come take that, man, that hurt bad. But that's when I said, you know what, I don't want any more loans. Like, I've always heard there's good debt and then there's bad debt. However, if you don't have any debt and you're patient, I'm not patient. If you're patient and let those things come to you, then you'll be a lot better off than trying to jump the gun and go get something that you can't really afford at the time. So anyway, they pulled up, took this from me. Man, it hurt. It was raining that day. My shoes were all muddy. Like, it caught me off guard on a Saturday. It's something that I'll never forget, but guess what? It won't happen again. I will not put myself in a position to let that happen again. I own this van. As crappy as it is, it's mine. No one can come take it from me. So my suggestion to you is keep that in mind when you're starting a business, or even just in general in life. Like, if you got a kid that bought their own car or is buying their own car, teach them that, get something that's pay it off and keep it. And no one can take that from them, because you never know what tomorrow holds. Everything could turn upside down and then you lose everything. It's not worth it. So anyway, that's my advice to you. Keep your expenses low. Do the practical thing. You ain't got to be cool. I'm not cool rolling in this minivan, but I don't care. Guess what? It's paying off. Anyway, that's my message to you. Have a good day.